Hello, team. Today is Tuesday, November 4th, and this is our welcome call that we do for all of our newest team members. So I'm super excited for those of you that are joining on today. My name is Michelle Zito, and I am a company vice president in our organization, and I am located on Long Island in New York. And my job, along with your leader, if you're not my recruit, or on my team specifically, is to support you and to train you and to cheer you on so that you have a successful business here at Park Lane. So remember, it's always great to be Facebook friends with your recruiter, with your upline. So if that's not something you've done, if you care to be my Facebook friend, I am Michelle Walsh Zito on Facebook. Michelle with one L, because we used it for my middle initial, I guess, is where the extra L went. But I am so thrilled to welcome you to our organization. I do generally offer this call weekly because it's important that everyone on the team gets the same information. So this is good for you to know, because when you're a brand new person, you don't have to know all the answers to start building your team. If you were to recruit someone tomorrow, Carl, they can come on next Tuesday's call, and you don't have to be in charge of it. You just come on the call again or send them on the call, and you'll know that they got the same orientation that you got.
Okay.
And that's how that we keep everything nice and consistent throughout the team. So, and hey, Lisa, always love when the recruiters come on. So, you know that my whole Teresa Morgan and her organization are in Owasso, Oklahoma. So hopefully there'll be a time where this crew can all get hooked up if Scott goes and visits or anything like that. So always good to know where the other leaders are. So tonight's call, we do a couple of things. We focus on the Rich Rewards program, and that's the program that allows you to add free jewelry and discounted catalogs to your kit, and about how to introduce your family and friends to your Park Lane business, and that includes having fun and successful launch parties. So I see that you went and got your pens and paper, which is great. Now, when it comes to the scripts that I share with you, that you don't have to attempt to write the whole thing down. I'm going to show you on the screen where pretty much identical or similar words are, so that you'll know where on the field interface to go back to find some of those scripts. Okay, so Park Lane is super generous to us all the time, but especially when you're new, like, they know you want to add more jewelry to your kit, but they don't want you taking all your paychecks all the time and buying jewelry with it. So that is why we have the Rich Rewards program, because again, this allows us to add free and discounted jewelry as well as get extra catalogs in order to add to our kit. And of course, this is in addition to getting paid. At no time are you ever paid in jewelry. That is like a funny thing that people seem to think. So like, oh, so they give you jewelry? It's like, yeah, but that's not how I pay my mortgage. So I'm gonna just do a quick screen share here and bring up my the field interface for you, so that you can take a look at the actual Rich Rewards brochure, just in case that's not something that you've looked at yet. And I'm sorry that I didn't have this pre-set up, but it only takes a second because I was already. Okay, so when you sign into the Park Lane website, you're going to find that you're going to click Field Interface. And this is where all of your important stuff is. Okay, so what we're looking for first is to just go into the, I just wanted to see in case they changed it to having it right out front here, but they don't. So you click Downloads, and then what you're looking for is the Rich Rewards Club brochure right here, okay? So we're gonna open this up so that I can review this program with you. And I always suggest keeping one of these handy, because when the things that you track are the things you're going to achieve. So when you pay attention to the fact that you can earn $250 worth of free jewelry if you put in sales by a certain date, then you're gonna pay attention to putting the sales in that date. And you're not gonna be the person the day after that says, oh, I didn't realize that. I held my show open until today. Okay, well, that was dumb. Now you lost out on $250 worth of jewelry. So here's how the program works. Level 1 is the only one with a time constriction. Okay, so $250 in free jewelry. When you submit $1,000 in net and non-sales in the first 2 commission weeks of a month, then you're rewarded with $250 worth of jewelry of your choice. So looking at a December calendar, I'm going to take, since it's the start of the month, I'm going to do a quick once over of what the December calendar in Park Lane World means. So Park Lane works on that the work week is Thursday to Wednesday. So whatever sales you put in from a Thursday to a Wednesday, that's the pay week. So Wednesday at midnight, the week is closed. Thursday, we start a new week. Friday, you'll receive an email that tells you how much your paycheck will be. And Tuesday, it'll be direct deposited into the account you provided Park Lane when you signed up. So $250 in free jewelry in the first 2 weeks means that week 1 is November 29th to December 5th, because the last day of the month is the last Wednesday of the month, which means there might be a few days of the previous month in real life still in the Park Lane World month, okay? So Wednesday, the 28th of November was the last day of November. So we started December in Park Lane World on November 29th, and week 1 ends on the 5th, week 2 ends on the 12th. So you can make a note in your calendar, Rich Reward Level 1 ends on December 12th. Okay, so if you want to earn $250 worth of jewelry of your choice, you want to put in $1,000 in sales by December 12th. Okay, so the rest of this, there is no time constraint on. You can do it added on to what you did in the first 2 weeks, or you can do it all in any other section of the month. Level 2 is your free catalogs. When you sell $1,500 in sales over the course of the month, then you get to purchase your catalogs, buy one, get one free. So you'll place an order for 20, but you'll actually receive 40. And that's great because it makes them 75 cents each. The last day of December is December 26th. So you have till the day after Christmas to do all of your December business. Level 3, the free designer jewelry. Any month that you sell $2,500 within the month, then you get the ensemble of the month. So last month we just earned the Clayton set. This month we are earning the Elvis, right, Lisa? We're earning, okay. So we're earning the Elvis earrings, which are these fringy, they look amazing, actually, and I wish I should have been prepared with a photo to show you. But the ensemble of the month can be anything from a necklace and earring set to a bracelet and a pair of earrings to just one, like, high-end thing. So, for example, a couple of months back, we earned the Tara earrings. The Tara earrings are genuine turquoise and beautiful glittery hematite. And they're $98 earrings, so they're great to show for customers to take as a half-price item or as a bonus item. And it's a way to keep your kit fresh. One of the things that will keep people coming back to you and inviting you back for more is knowing that they're not just going to see the same thing every single time. So taking advantage of Rich Rewards is just a smart business move. Okay, moving on, level 4. Any month that you sell $4,000 or more, then you get to add another $300 worth of jewelry to your kits. So this is all accumulative in terms of the sales and in terms of the awards. So if you did your first 1,000 in the first 2 weeks and then went on to sell 4,000 in the rest of the month, that means that you are picking out $550 in jewelry of your choice, plus the ensemble of the month that just shows up at your house one day, the greatest day. So now you can also get Rich Rewards by team building. So any month that you have 2 recruits join your team that go on to sell 1,000 in their first 5 weeks, Park Lane awards you with $300 in jewelry of your choice. And in a month that you do 4, then you get another $300 in jewelry of your choice. So if you were to do a quick add, you're at $1,100 worth of jewelry. And that can, of course, be more depending on how much some of the preset things are actually valued at. So just a wonderful program, and one that you want to pay attention to each and every month. Because when you are paying attention to your Rich Rewards, you're going to find that your whole business is soaring because of that you're out doing enough shows, you're meeting enough people, and then you're going to be meeting more people to add to your team, and that is just how you're going to continue to grow. So let's jot down some numbers, okay? First, I want you to write down 12 to 15 average orders. 12 to 15 average orders. Next, you're going to write down $1,000 in sales. $1,000 in sales. And then lastly, write down $300 in commission. So what do these numbers all mean? When you collect 12 to 15 average orders for your launch party, or any party really, and I know that you all know 12 to 15 people that have a neck, right? I'm pretty sure we all do. Okay, then you can expect that you'll have about $1,000 worth of customer orders, which is going to yield you about a $300 paycheck. Now, I have to tell you, a 12 to 15 collected orders is actually going to be way more than $1,000 in orders. I did a party on Saturday afternoon that has 6 orders on it, and it's $1,000 in sales. So it really can be much, much higher. We're giving you conservative numbers to make sure that you hit your 1,000. So having a successful launch party that your leader is probably even doing with you is important to starting your business off strong and making sure that you have business that goes beyond your family and friends. And there are 3 steps that will help make this happen. Number 1 is to have 2 launch parties, to over-invite and invite everyone. That's all 1 step. Have 2. So Carl, you're ahead of the game. You didn't know you were supposed to have 2. So that was good. You're an overachiever already. Okay, number 2 is to invite using multiple methods and to know what to say when doing the inviting. And 3 is to fill your calendar with parties so that you earn your Rich Rewards. So let's go over each one of these steps. Step 1, remember, was to have 2 launch shows, over-invite and invite everyone, okay? So I do really recommend the 2 launch parties because 1 you can do with your leader if geography and scheduling allows, and you can do 1 without your leader. Because when you invite people, let's say you're going to do a Friday and a Sunday brunch, right? A Friday night and then a Sunday brunch. When someone says, oh, I can't do Fridays, Mikey always has basketball, you're able to say, oh, no problem. I'm having a brunch and bling on Sunday. I would love for you to come to that one. So you can do 2 RSVP, opportunities in 1 shot when you do it this way. Only about 1/3 of who you invite will actually walk through your door that day. There's a big difference between yes and where do I put my coat? Because there's a significant drop-off between yes and where do I put my coat? That's why we're going to over-invite. And sometimes people with small spaces will say, well, I can't fit more than 10. Well, you better have RSVPs for 15 if you want 10 to be there that night. And if not, they can sit on the floor on the base of the staircase. Who cares? We'll stand up, whatever. Doesn't matter. So since about 1/3 of who you invite come, if you invite 30 people, you'll probably have 7 to 10, which is perfectly good. But listen, when you know your leader is going to be standing there in the living room working for you, get as many people there as you can, because the more people that are in front of your leader, the more magic they can work for you and get you off to an even better start. So make a list of everyone you're going to invite, enlist the help of the people that are on the list to help extend the list, diversify, don't prejudge people. Meaning that if you think there's somebody who you're not going to invite because you're like, I want to invite her, she doesn't have any money to spend. you're inviting her anyway, because she might book a show in order to get the pieces that she wants that she can't afford that night. She may want to talk to your leader about joining your team, because once she hears about that you can make money, well, maybe she would like to take care of that by joining your team. If you're like, I'm not inviting Brenda because she's too busy, guess what? You're inviting Brenda because Brenda deserves a night out, and Brenda probably gets more done than the people who are not nearly as busy as she is. And somehow they find a way. So you're inviting her as well. And if you're like, I don't need to invite the neighbors, I don't even hardly know them, you're inviting them anyway, because guess what? When they see all those cars parked outside your house, they're going to be saying, they're obviously having a party over there and I wasn't invited. Don't be that neighbor, right? That's the same neighbor that then calls the cops when you put up an illegal shed. Get them at your house. Your neighbors want to see inside of your house. If you feel like, I don't know them, guess what? They're going to come so they can get to know you, and they'll place an order while they're there. I will tell you this too, just as a quick aside. 2 days before my launch, I invited my neighbor, Pam, and Pam was like a mom I saw on occasion at the bus stop, and that was about it. But I was like, having a last minute, like, let me try to get a few more people here. So I texted her, and she said, let me let you know, which I figured was a no. But then it wasn't a no. She had said, turns out I can come. And then the next day, she says, can I bring my mom and my sister? So, not my mom, my aunt and my sister. And I was like, yes. So I was all excited that now I had 3 brand new people coming. Well, they all came. They all placed an order. And then that sister is Melissa. Melissa is one of my all-time high spenders for the 5 years I've been with Park Lane. She has spent well over $1,000, probably closer to $2,000 with me over a 2-year period. She's done everything but host a party. So she's come to Sip and Style. She's done personal appointments. She's done Facebook orders, VIP group. Come to special events I've hosted that I've included her in. Come to events when Scott comes here. Literally everything that you can do besides host a party, which he's clearly against. But I would have never met Melissa had I not invited Pam. So do invite the neighbors. And of course, your long distance people, still invite them. They're probably not road tripping, but they can certainly place an online order. You have a website. So take advantage, and maybe they want to have an online show. Maybe they want to do a catalog party. Maybe they'll let you do a Facebook Live. Anything that gives you practice and gets you orders is going to benefit your business. Okay. Now, let me just ask you this real quick. Do you have you guys have regular jobs outside of Park Lane? Okay. So, Carl, did you get a 5% raise this month or last month? That's the typical response where people kind of laugh no. And because 5% is an unheard of amount in regular, corporate America and people's normal jobs. But would you like a 5% raise from Park Lane? Because Park Lane's ready to hand you a 5% raise as soon as you are ready to earn it. And here's how. When one person joins you in this business, and guess what? Most people's first recruit is a friend or a family member, because that's the most fun way to get started in your business, is to have one of your friends join you in Park Lane. That's all it takes. So when one person joins you in the business, and there's just 2 requirements. You've had a month that you sold 1,000, and then this person sells 1,000 in their first 5 weeks. When those 2 things occur, you get a 5% raise on everything that you sell. Now, I want you to actually hear what those numbers mean, because if you did a $600 show tonight as a fashion director, that is $180 in commission, which of course is excellent, right? You left your house for 2 or 3 hours, you made $180. Yes, please. However, if you had that one person on your team, then your commission jumps that 5%, so you're making $210 at the same exact party. Now, that's only one show. What about when that occurs 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times a month? You're talking about having several $100s more at the end of the month which is the same as doing an extra show, except you're not. You earn that doing the job you were already doing. And as you continue to build, then you're earning money on nights that your team is out doing a show and you're home watching The Voice. So this is the beauty of direct sales and the difference between having a job, right? A job is where you exchange time for money. You get paid for the time you're at the job. When you are doing shows and not building a team, it's more of a job, right? It's just a really more flexible job and a more fun job than the one you probably have, but you are exchanging time for money. Whereas as you build a team and you're getting all that residual income, now you're building a business. A business makes you money when you're at work and when you're not at work. So that is one of the biggest benefits to building a team in direct sales. So what's going to happen is as you're reaching out and talking to people, you're going to find that people are going to ask you about the business. It's just a natural thing. Even if you're not asking them about the business, they're going to ask you about it. So a great thing to say is just, I don't really 100% know what I'm doing just yet, but I do know that I'm having fun with the jewelry and people enjoy wearing it, and if you wear it, then I enjoy wearing it, I get compliments. Would it be okay if my friends, Carl, you would say Lisa, so, my friend Lisa gave you a call. She's the one who answers all of my questions, and I would love for her to answer your questions as well. Would it be okay if I had her call you? You could throw in, she's really nice and she's not pushy. Throw that in. She might be pushy, but I don't know. No, I'm kidding. And she's really nice and she's not pushy. And then, but the key is to say my friend and then fill in your leader's name or your recruiter's name. Because if you start using words like my recruiter or my upline, no one knows what an upline is in normal America. And recruiter sounds like you're trying to get them to join the army. So if you just say my friend, it keeps it light and casual, and she will be your friend. She will be her friend shortly, and she is your friend now, so that's fine. Okay, whenever you say that to somebody and they say yes, get a phone number and a time frame, and go ahead and get that info to your leader. That makes you your leader's favorite new recruit. So if you want to be your leader's favorite new recruit, do that within the next week with somebody so that we know that that's somebody that is wanting to move forward and wanting to share the business and wants to build. All right, so that's the longest one, step one. That was number one, which was to do launch parties, over-invite and invite everyone. I just also threw in how to get a raise as a bonus because who doesn't want a raise? All right, so let's go to step two. Step two is to invite using multiple methods and to know what to say when you're doing the inviting, okay? So the most successful team members use several methods when inviting. They are calling, they are texting, they are sending Facebook messages. Now, I want to specify that they are sending individual text messages and individual private Facebook messages. You can follow up with an email invitation. You can, or use Evite even, which is texting and email. You can create a Facebook event and remind people in that way. And of course, you can mail or hand out the postcards or the little mini catalog invites that came in your kit. What will be the death of your launch is to use group texting, to use group of anything, right? Group messaging or group texting, bad. That's putting people into the seventh circle of hell with your party attached to it. And here's the thing, something for you to know and something for you to share with your hostesses is that when they invite to an event, when they invite people to a party, the no's always come first, right? Because you've done it to somebody where somebody says, hey, you want to blah, blah, blah. You answer real quick because you know that that night you have something. So you're like, oh, let me let her know I can't go. That way you don't forget. So, hey, do you want to do such and such on Friday? Oh, no, I can't. We have blah, blah, blah. When you do that in a group chat, the first 3 people do that, and now everyone else on the list goes, oh, well, no one's going to that. I'm not going. And now they've all decided no one's going. Meanwhile, plenty of those people would have come if they didn't have to have an interviewings of everyone's schedule of their life. So it's got to stay separate. Also, you cannot depend only on a Facebook event. Facebook RSVPs are the least reliable because people click it and forget. Some people will never see it at all. Facebook is just like a great backup reminder for Facebook junkies, but not all their friends are going to be a Facebook junkie. So, just use several methods and keep it personal. And the other thing about a group chat is that it's not at all personal. Whereas if you message someone and say, hey, Lisa, you're starting out by addressing the person by name, by saying specific reason why you want them here. I've seen you wear nice jewelry before, and I feel like you're going to know what the good pieces are and can help me out. Like, these are the types of things that you can do when you invite personally. And what makes people say yes, because they know you've actually put some thought into wanting them there. So some examples of things you can say. Hey, Sue, it's Michelle. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I am a new stylist with Park Lane Jewelry. Have you heard of Park Lane? And now you can breathe, because they're going to tell you if they have or they haven't. Either way, you're saying the next thing is just, you're either agreeing or you're informing, right? Oh, beautiful, versatile jewelry. It's in every style and price range. I'm launching my business this Saturday night at 7. I would love for you to be here and give me your opinion of the pieces that came in my kit. Are you free that night to join us? Now, of course, when you're sending individual, you can make it specific. I would love for you to be here because you're my most stylish friend. I would love for you to be here because I know you love bling. I would love for you to be here because I know your sister loves bling, and I would love for you to bring her too. Things like that, so that people feel special and it sounds like something they'll want to come to. And just get the RSVP right away, because you're probably inviting them to something that's taking place in the next 2 weeks. And people know what they're doing in the next 2 weeks. It's definitely not necessary to plan this a month and a half in advance, 2 months, 3 months. It's not a wedding. It's a jewelry party. Just like you would, think of how crazy it would be if you called up your friend right now and said, hey, Lisa, I was looking at the calendar. Do you want to go to the movies on January 17th? She'd be like, what? I don't know. Like, what's even playing in the movies on January 17th? I have no idea. I actually have a cousin like this, and I haven't seen her in ages because of this. Because she wants to make a plan 3 months in advance. I have no idea what I'm doing. I like to make plans 2 weeks in advance like a normal person, and because she schedules her whole life 90 years in advance, she can never come. So stupid. Anyway, my way is better, and that's the way you're going to go. But this way makes you money faster and gets you a more quality RSVP, because that's the problem. When people RSVP to something that's 2 months away, things come up, and she does it all the time. She canceled out on the last thing we did, and it was planned far in advance like she wanted. So you can get an RSVP pretty much right away. So when they say yes, you can say, oh, thank you so much for your support. I'm going to text you an official invitation. And you can please text that to a couple of your friends, because it would be so much more fun with a bunch of girls here, and would love to get as many opinions as I can. And as we're entering the winter months, people love traveling with someone else, because there's just something about traveling in the cold that you want somebody with you. And people will stay accountable to coming if they know their friend is depending on them as well. So just nice to always have someone come with them. The bring a friend is the best guest in the room. Always, whether it's your launch party or whether it's somebody else's party. Because when people think, oh, who can I bring to a jewelry party? Who can I bring to a jewelry party? They're thinking, who do I know who loves jewelry? And that's who they bring. They're not coming to that party out of obligation because you went to her candle party or because you drove her son to school 3 days last week. They're just coming because they love jewelry, and that's who you want in the room. They place the biggest order, they usually book a party. So the bring a friends are the clutch guest in the room. If they say no, then you can say, oh, I'm so sorry that you can't be here. Part of my job is to show the jewelry and get opinions of my friends of the pieces that came in my kit. Would it be okay if I stopped by one day next week and showed you? for like 20 minutes. Or we can meet at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, whatever you like. So the knee-jerk reaction I want you to get used to is if they can't come to me, I'm going to go to them. So anyone who says no, you want to go to them. If it's easier for you to go to their home, take them up on that. If they'd rather meet you at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, if they want to meet you for a glass of wine, whatever it is, if they can't come to you, I'm going to go to them. We call that personal appointments, and they get you fabulous results because at a personal appointment, people will tend to either place an order, or they will now want to book a show, or they may want to even join the team. So something is coming out of every single personal appointment. Does that sound reasonable so far? Any questions to that point? All right, so then we're ready for step 3. That's to fill your calendar with the number of parties that you want to do, but I say shoot for 2 a week in the beginning. And the reason I say that, even if that's more than you were anticipating doing, what it will do for you is get you in a groove and get you in good practice and good habits. It is much easier to do 2 shows a week than it is to do 2 shows a month. And the reason for that is that you are not running into a problem where you're forgetting the corrections you want to make. You know, when you do your first party, you're like, oh, okay, at my next show, I want to make sure that I blah, blah, blah. If your next show is 3 weeks away, not only are you forgetting that, you're forgetting 3 other things. So now you have all different things that you want to correct. When you do 2 shows a week, you're constantly in the groove. Okay, I want to correct this for that. The next show you make that correction, maybe you're making a different correction for the next one. You've met enough people to book 3 weeks and 4 weeks out from that. And you just run a nice, smooth business. When you're doing 2 shows a month, well, what happens when one of them cancels? Now your next show isn't for a month? Wah, wah, game over. You're going to have a short-lived business when that is the way. So in the beginning, shoot for 2 shows a week. Some of you are thinking, you know, we're thinking you weren't going to do 2 shows a week, not because you didn't want to do 2 shows a week, but because you don't think 2 shows a week are out there. And I'm here to tell you that 2 shows a week are out there, 3 shows a week are out there, and 4 shows a week are out there. You just need to go find them. And once you start doing the shows and the people are coming to you as a captive audience, it's even easier to maintain that schedule because you're consistently meeting people. So when you're inviting to your launch, you certainly can also ask some of those people if they want to have their own show first before you invite them to the launch. So in that case, you can say, you know, hey Sue, it's Michelle. How are you? Oh my gosh, I couldn't wait to call you. I'm so excited. I started a business and I am a stylist with Park Lane Jewelry. Have you heard of Park Lane? So it's the same, you know, pretty much start as the other. Now, here's the best part. I am looking for 2 fun people that will just let me show the jewelry to just a couple of family and friends. And get the opinions on the jewelry that I got. I need to have 1 big gathering and 1 little gathering. Would you be able to have one of those? Now, we're not telling them what size is either one. So you may have that one friend that's like, yeah, I can get a lot of people here. I'll have the big one. I can have this, that, and the other one. Then you may have people that are like, yeah, I can do the little one. I mean, I could probably get like 7 or 8 people here. Now, to me, that is not a little one. Right? A little one is really 3 to 5. But I'm not going to tell her little is 3 to 5 if she thinks little is 7 to 8. I'd rather meet 7 to 8 people. So let people decide what's big and what's small so that then you just proceed on. Oh, great. Thanks so much. Now, when scheduling shows, it's like a 3-step process to get them on your calendar. You're giving 2 choices at a time. Okay, so I kind of always think, okay, 2 choices, 2 choices, 2 choices. Because the alternate is they get overwhelmed. So what I typically will say is, great, so do you want to have a weekday or a weekend, right? That's choice number 1. Assuming that you're giving those options, okay? You'll modify this based on when you're planning to work. Would you like a weekday or a weekend? I think on the weekend would work better with the crazy schedules with the kids. Okay, would you like day or evening? day is like a brunch and bling, or a luncheon of some sort, and evening is a ladies' night out. Oh, you know what? The brunch sounds really good. Okay, great. I have Saturday the 7th and Sunday the 15th. Which is better? Two, two, two. That's keeping them focused on what they said they wanted, right? Because if you start letting people say, if they say they want a Saturday, they're keeping their eyeballs on Saturdays while you're giving them the options, or the weekend, like this one said. Whereas if we just said, oh, I'm booking December, and she starts looking at December, and what's looking back at her is Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Teresa's Christmas concert, Matthew's Christmas concert. Now she's all distracted with events that are on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and she wanted a Saturday anyway. So who cares when the Christmas concert is? So that's how we keep people focused and help them to come to a decision. Most people will, the reason most people say no is that they can't make a decision. So if we guide them to the decision, you'll find that they put the date on the calendar. You can hand them, when this is taking place at a party, because I do the exact same method when sitting at a party, they walk away with a host packet, a date. Since they have this giant envelope in their hand, now there's the current hostess saying, oh, you booked a party? When is it? Yeah, I'm having a brunch on the 15th. Great. Sue, she said she's doing the 15th. Save some things to buy at her house. And this all starts happening right around you. And it's like, boom, yes. And now your schedule is happening. Okay, so if they say no, then you get to say, oh, that's totally okay. I'm actually launching my business on Saturday with my leader here. We're going to have a great night of wine and trying on jewelry. I would love for you to come and get your opinions on my new jewelry. Now, if she says no to that, right? If she can't come to me, I go to her. So then if she says no to that, would it be okay if I stop by one day next week? Or, hey, do you want to have a glass of wine or a cup of coffee? I would love for you to see the jewelry. At this point, if she has said no to the other two, she will typically at least say yes to the appointment, which is great because it gives you practice of getting in front of people. Now, are there going to be people that say no, 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 no? Yes, there are. If you've never been in sales before, I just want you to be prepared for that because it can feel very personal when it's family and friends. Where you're like, why'd she say no? I can't believe she said no. I had a show for her. I went to her candle party. Why can't she have a show for me? And then all of a sudden you find yourself in a little very angry place. But just remember, you've said no many times to many people, lots and lots of times, over and over again. The most successful people hear the most no's. I am sure, we all think of Mary Grace as like this magician with the shows, but in order for her to do as many shows as she does, can you even imagine how many no's that she hears? But what we don't hear, what I really want to make sure that you're not hearing is, no, Carl, why are you even asking me that? You're so annoying. I hate you. And do me a favor and lose my phone number. That is not what the person is saying. They are simply saying no to the service you're offering at this current time. And if you're able to keep that in your head, you will be much happier and you'll be able to move on to that next call. In general, 1 in 10 people will say yes, and you don't know what order the 10 are coming, the 3 are coming. So you could call 1, 2, and 3 says yes, 4, 5, and 6 says yes, 7, 8 says 9 says yes, and then 10. Or you could call 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then number 10 says yes. Or you could call all the way through number 26, and then 27, 28, and 29 might say yes. So if you keep track of who you're calling, you'll find that these numbers will work, and they will get better, and you'll be doing 1 and 4. And no, that would be worse. No, that would be better. But you'll find that eventually you'll get to 1 and 8 says yes, 1 and 7 says yes, with additional practice. So stay the course, and just don't take no personally. It doesn't mean they don't love you. So can you go ahead right now and start taking orders, booking shows, signing people up, even if you haven't had your first party yet? Please do, yes, because the first thing we want you to do is to, well, we would love the first thing to do would be to add a team member, but we want you to be the ultimate host, right? You want 10 orders on your launch party so that you get the $400 shopping spree with the extra $100 bonus, so that your kit is even better for your next show. So every single order counts. So I'm telling you, just like I tell every one of my hostesses, if there's a girl at work that's like, oh, I was just going to order this one thing, and there she's pointing to the matinee earrings that are $18, let her order them. That's one order towards your 10. That order can be the difference between getting $20 in credit per order, or 40. So by all means, collect every single order that you can. So you've done the orientation call. You have your steps. Oh, you have support. And now I want to show you where on the field interface you're just going to locate some of what I mentioned today. So that's still the Rich Rewards brochure. When you go to Getting Started, A Guide to Your Success, you will find that this is a booklet that, number one, has a page here to start you out with a paper calendar. If you don't have one, just fill in for December, make a copy, make one for January, because you definitely need a paper calendar to have it looking back at you with what show dates you have available. And when you show people what you have available, you can't be showing them your little tiny phone screen and thinking that they can start booking shows from your phone. Good job. Yes, Carl, star for you. Okay. This will help you make a list of who you want to contact. And when you look at these lists, I want you to remember to reach around. And what that means is your relatives, right? My relatives are my brother and my sister-in-law, right? But what about my sister-in-law's two sisters that I see at all the family parties? They would still fall into the category of relatives because they're somebody that I know through my relatives, right? Your coworkers might be the lady that you see that's the wife of, your husband's coworker that you see every year at the Christmas party. So there's going to be people that are not necessarily the relative, but still fall into the relatives category, if you think broader than just your actual relatives. Okay, a lot of the wording that I shared with you on the calls is right here. So you can print this out and make little modifications so that it sounds more like you, but the overall message is really pretty much the same. Booking the shows, you can use this in incorporation with your inviting to your launch party. So this is all super helpful. And the final thing that I hope that you'll find helpful is on your team page, you should have an overall, on your team Facebook page, there should be a document that says Sparkle at the top, and it's a big, long list of all different video trainings and documents and whatnot that will help you in your business. This is what it looks like on my team page. So whatever team you're on as you're watching this video, you will where did it go? I keep a lot of things. Oh, here it is. I keep a lot of things pinned to the top. So this is a nice big long document to get you started. You can skip this one because this is just a recording of this call on a different day. So you can fast forward that. You'll find all kinds of topics here. All of these videos, some are 3-minute videos, some are 5 minutes, and it'll tell you if there's documents that go along with this. But if you do 1 or 2 of these a day, you're going to be the most educated person in all of Park Lane. We help you build your team by that when you have someone interested, this is the Facebook group that you can add them to, and we do live Q&As in here. We answer questions. We do raffles and contests and all kinds of stuff to keep your potentials engaged. So that's something that we love for you to add your potential team members to. It's a way for you to help build your team. So I'm going to stop the recording and then open it up to questions for those of you that are here live. So if you have a question, this will be the time to ask it. And for those that are watching the recording, looking forward to working with you.